Just so you guys know, you guys can cuss on this podcast. So years and years of PG wrestling.
Right. No, I cuss bad.
Let out your frustrations.
Yeah.
Check 1 2. You're listening to donotclique.
Fariqqin?
Yeah, close.
Fariqqin?
Yeah, close. Fariqqin.
Because it'd be Quinn if it was Q.
Yeah. Like
Q-I-N.
if I have to pronounce your name by how it's spelled, it's like Moinet, right?
Yeah, but it's my name.
Yeah. So what is the name?
My
come
dad's
from?
French.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
it's French. Kind of like the painter, but I don't think I'm related.
Okay. All right. How's Singapore so far?
Amazing. I love it. I think it's very clean. Like, crazy clean for a major city.
Compared to where?
I mean, anywhere in America. And London and Paris. Like, all the major cities. Like, when I think about Singapore, I think Hong Kong, Singapore, Paris, London. Like, it's a major destination city. And the streets, insane.
Everything's really clean,
Flowers
pretty.
on the streets.
Yeah.
Upkept.
And like nice looking, like expensive
and people
looking.
Are expensive looking. People are so nice. Guys don't catcall you. Like when you're walking down the street, they're not like, "Hey, girl."
Yeah,
hey,
we
hey,
talked
hey.
about that yesterday because we were surprised. Because other places you go, they're kind of like, "Hey," or like they'll like even grab you or like yell out. But
especially looking like a tourist, like we don't look like, you know.
But
we
yeah, everyone
belong
was
here.
just like keeping to themselves, and we were like, "This is so nice."
But you guys still do get recognized, right, by fans in Singapore?
Little.
Yeah, like there was a few yesterday or
Yeah.
and the day before, but they were nice too, like not rude,
respectful.
yeah, which is nice.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you don't like about Singapore so far? The weather.
But the weather's been great too.
No,
We
it's
got
been great.
lucky.
It's hot.
It's been very hot. We were like, okay, we're overheating it yesterday.
No, I don't think everyone's so nice. Like so nice. Nicest McDonald's I've ever been to
The nice.
in my life.
Do you try every McDonald's wherever you?
I kind of have almost everywhere because in England it's really good.
Ah.
Like the bacon's actually bacon in England. It's not like Canadian bacon.
And honestly, sometimes on our schedules, like the only options are fast food. And we don't eat it much, you know, but yeah. And sometimes it's like the only thing you can have when we're starving and you got to eat it.
There was once I saw beer in McDonald's. It was a culture shock for me.
Yeah,
Beer
yeah.
and
But there's been beer and vending machines at our
Yeah.
hotel. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. In laundromat.
Oh, laundry. Yeah, that's nice.
Have you tried like McPork or something from McDonald's?
Oh no, that's too sketchy for me.
Too
What is
sketchy.
it? McPork.
Oh yeah, no.
Basically
No.
pork meat, but they don't sell it
It's
in
a
Singapore.
hard pass for me.
Hard pass.
White chocolate, strawberry cream pie.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a bunch
Delicious.
of desserts. Eat ramen. I would need some ramen. You know.
I saw that you tried some dumpling.
I love dumplings. Yeah, I got really sick on the way over here. I got food poisoning on my first leg of the flight.
Oh, man.
I've traveled 31 hours to get here, and in Tokyo, in the lounge, they had dumplings. So I was like, I don't know if my stomach can handle that. I had miso soup. Miso soup was so good, and I said, let me try the dumplings, and it was good on my stomach. So yesterday we had dumplings. It was great.
Oh man, you tried the dumpling as
I
well,
had
right?
some of her dumplings.
She
yeah.
liked the sweet.
It's like a sweet chili sauce.
Sweet
but
chili
soy
sauce.
sauce is good with them too.
Yeah, she liked the sweet chili.
You know, you and Kelly, I was telling her this earlier that you guys, from the moment you guys came into Singapore, whatever you guys eat is just like unhealthy stuff, you know.
Dumplings are unhealthy? It's meat and like a light carb around.
What I'm trying to say is that you guys have such great figures.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
so I don't know how you guys
I mean,
maintain
normally
it.
I eat like chicken and rice and stuff at home. Like it's healthy all the time, you know. So it's like
Yeah.
like I said, sometimes when you're not at home or you can't bring your own food, you have to just kind of find what you can. And when we first got here, Barbie and I, it was like most things were closing by the time we got food.
Yeah.
So McDonald's was kind of the only option.
And I was at like 1:30
I don't normally
in the
eat that.
morning.
I don't normally eat that
How
at
many,
all.
how many times in a week do you guys train normally?
I would say I'm like 3 to 4.
3 to 4.
I probably maybe a bit more, maybe 5.
Yeah.
Or so maybe
Like-
6 sometimes.
Lately, because I feel like I have been eating really bad at home, I kind of have been trying to do cardio almost every day, or at least 5 or 6 times, like just walking on the treadmill for 25 minutes.
Okay.
I've been kind of trying, but I've been eating like pizza and stuff at home.
Okay, so educate me on this. I mean, I'm not a wrestler myself, so I do not know. So compared to a regular standard training session that you guys have and one standard wrestling match, how tiring is either one of those compared to the other? Is wrestling a match really very tiring?
Yeah, it can be. Yeah.
Yeah, it just depends what kind of match and what it is. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Depends, yeah, because sometimes like a TV match could be like a 3-minute match. Like it could be
Yeah.
really short.
Unless you're wrestling like Hulk Hogan, where you just like, you know,
Yeah.
Could
like if
be,
you're
yeah,
really
a leg
laying
drop,
in.
you know.
leg drop.
But
Sometimes you're really sore for matches.
sometimes it can be, yeah, with a break in between and like 2 or 3 segments. It
Yeah.
could be like
Then
a
sometimes
15, 20-minute match, and that can be really tiring.
Yeah. And then sometimes I bullshit in the gym for an hour, and it's not that tired. It's not that bad, but I pretend to work out.
Do you miss taking bumps and all that?
Oh, no. I mean, like, there's things I miss, like in the ring or the adrenaline in the crowd, but I'm never like, ooh, I crave that bump feeling. I wish someone chopped me in my chest.
It adds up on the toll it takes
Yeah.
on the body.
Oh,
Like, I don't mind the loops. I don't mind the driving late at night. I don't mind the 100 hours a week. It's like the toll it takes on your body, too. That's the like when you're valeting and doing the loops, that's great. Or you're in a storyline or you're general manager or something, like that's great.
But you're dancing as well, so I guess that's another different kind of...
No, that's silly. I could dance all day.
For yourself, you're still wrestling right now in your schedule, so is it going to be much worse for you if you were not wrestling as often, but if you have to take bumps like now and then?
It depends how long in between, I guess. Like sometimes it can be good to have like a little rest, like a week or two and kind of recover. But, once you have more than, I don't know, a few weeks or so, you almost get it like they call it like a little bit rusty, like when you kind of... You're not as used to it, And when you're wrestling constantly, your neck gets stronger and different things that help. So once you stop doing that, then
Everything
that can be
hurts.
bad.
Oh
Yeah,
my
then
God.
you might get more neck problems or pains in your back.
That's
all
what the
those
boys
things.
say. Like when the boys would go off for surgery and they come back, or they would leave, they're like, "Oh my God, my knee hurt, then my elbow hurt, then my wrist hurt." Like,
Sometimes you notice more once you stop.
So you guys are excited for Universal Studios tomorrow?
And we might check out like the island area.
Oh yeah, the Sentosa Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have traveled everywhere around the world, right? Is there any place that you guys have not been around the world?
Oh yeah.
Antarctica?
I haven't been to. I would love. Have you been to Japan?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I want to go
But
to
just for a couple
Tokyo.
of shows. I didn't get to
Yeah.
do a whole lot there.
I want to go to Tokyo bad, and I want to go to Russia now after the Olympics were
Russia.
there.
Oh, nice.
So I wouldn't say I haven't been to and I know it's not the USSR now, but like that area. Really, I've been all throughout Asia. My ex-boyfriend used to play basketball in China, so I've been into like tons of cities in China and Hong Kong. But yeah, I haven't done Japan or Russia. We haven't done South America, have you?
No.
I haven't been to South America at all.
I'm actually planning to migrate to Japan. In
Yeah.
a couple of years, so I'm brushing up on my Japanese.
Oh, nice.
So I can move there.
I would love to go to Seoul too. I love Asia.
Mm.
I really like Asia a lot.
It's full of culture, right?
Yeah,
Right.
it's so different. Like I love England, and like Europe and stuff, but it's so similar to the US. Asia's so different.
Do we have the best food compared to US or UK?
Singapore or Asia?
Asia as a whole.
I mean, it's hard because, like I was telling her, like in mainland China, you can't eat a lot of things, like just off the street. So in Singapore, it's really great. Like I was asking you, I was like, oh, when we go to the food stalls here, can we eat everything? Because like me being in mainland China, like we were encouraged to eat in the hotels or, the places where they would recommend. But you can't just go to the karaoke bar and grab satay next door. You could get really sick, because they leave like a lot of the duck and stuff in the heat. And our stomachs aren't conditioned to it. Like, some people's
Maybe if
stomachs
you're
are
local or used to it.
If you're local, it's a little different. Yeah.
Yeah, especially street foods in like places like Bangkok or wherever.
Yeah. We got super sick in South Africa.
Oh.
Me, the Bellas, and the Funkadactyls. Crazy food poisoning.
Oh man, it's the hygiene of the food and
Yeah.
the way they prepare. Yeah.
And it was hanging outside in the heat.
No, but is Singapore at least in the top 5 of your best places to eat?
So far, it's been great.
Yeah, so far everything we've had has been good.
A lot, but very, very clean.
Okay. So I see that you've been doing some acting stuff from your Instagram and doing some stunt work and all that. How has wrestling helped you apply in your craft? in
Yeah, I mean,
acting?
the stunt work was really fun. I have like 2 friends that I have a long to-do list, very long, of things that I like and I need to narrow it down. But I have 2 friends that are in stunts up in Canada, and I've been thinking about contacting them because it was just so fun, like fight choreography. And I will say, I took a couple bumps with that because I suggested it. But I'll be really proud of that scene. Like, we only shot for 2 days, but we shot the fight scene for 6 hours and no air condition, no aircon. And oh my God, it was hard. But yeah, it was really cool. I mean, it's like wrestling. And the guy that I was working with, he's just in stunts. But he knew a lot of the wrestling moves. And it was nice.
So for yourself, since you've been in WWE and out of WWE, what has been one takeaway since you left WWE that you've brought to your Impact or wherever else you go?
I mean, I would say as a whole, a lot of what I did in WWE was very, what's the word?
Theatrics.
Controlled. There's a writing team, there's scripts somewhat, and, there's agents that kind of help structure things, and that's just kind of how it is. Whereas I think outside of that, I've had a little bit more input in what I do and freedom in a way. Okay. So yeah, I feel like I've been able to kind of do things I didn't do for a long time, you know, find myself again and like bring back things I did on the independent scene before WWE. So that's the difference.
Can you share a bit of the transition life that you've had from WWE to Impact?
Well, it's kind of just what I was saying, really. I feel like, for instance, when I started at WWE, there was certain moves that other people were already doing. You know, it's just kind of, you know, finishes were being done and this and that. So it's a little bit restricting in a way where you kind of have to create a new person or a new moveset or whatever it is. And almost leaving there and going to the independent scene, I kind of felt this like energy where I remembered things that I'd been doing years ago, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can do that. I can do whatever I want, you know, and like I kind of almost forgot those things.
Okay, some of these questions are very similar to the Q&A we had earlier, so you can just give a brief, summarized, compact version. What was the story behind your Emelina gimmick, and why was it a short run?
It was just a Vince McMahon idea, and then he basically realized that it wasn't for me, and that was kind of it.
Okay, favorite match in NXT?
I really enjoyed my NXT TakeOver match in London with Asuka and against Paige at NXT Arrival.
Any NXT superstar that you would like to wrestle for the NXT Women's Championship, given a chance?
At NXT currently?
Yeah, NXT, yeah.
That's a good question.
Io Shirai.
I think Candice LeRae would be cool to wrestle.
Candice LeRae, yeah.
Yeah, I've never wrestled her, so I think that would be cool.
Vegemite is too much, ever really too much. Don't even understand what it means.
It's too much, ever too much. You like Vegemite?
I like Vegemite, yeah.
What's Vegemite?
It's a spread.
Australian. I still haven't tried it. I'm going to try it when I'm there in 2 weeks.
Okay, it's like a spread you put usually like on toast or bread.
It's salty, right?
It's like a salty spread. It's hard to explain, really. It's like an acquired taste. I'd say a lot of people kind of like don't like it or are a bit put off when they first have it. It's good on toast with like a bit of butter, and I like it with cheese, actually. You like cheese, you might like that.
Okay, so
I love it.
Next few questions are for Danielle. What was it like being in Total Divas and being very close to women you pretty much spend most of your life with in WWE?
Total Divas was fun. It was a lot to shoot while we were wrestling. It's just a lot. Like on our off days, we would shoot, and then if you have to be at TV at 2:00, you'd have to start filming at 9 to 1, and then you have to get up before that and do hair, makeup, and so it's just like it just added a lot, and you didn't get paid barely any.
You're constantly being filmed.
Yeah,
cameras on you all the time.
Yeah, and they were restricted at TV, so it was almost like an escape from Total Divas when you were at TV, because you're like, oh, they can't come ringside. I'm gonna go hide ringside. So it was good. Like there were things I liked about it and things I didn't. I didn't realize so many people swear by reality TV and think it's real. So it's interesting just how America views reality TV. You know. Was
it hard for you when you had to leave the series and the company?
Total Divas?
And WWE as well?
Yeah, actually I remember like them telling me about the casting changes in Total Divas, and like hindsight, it's great. It just didn't work out for it. Like I wasn't willing to show them who the real Danielle was, and therefore they were saying the audience can't relate to you. And I'm like, well, no shit. I'm not showing them my grandma and like my real relationship. So I understand that, but it was still very shocking at the beginning. And I think by them always changing the cast, that's not good. Like we like the Kardashians because we have seen Kylie and Kendall Jenner since they were babies grow up. So when you get to know the people, you're invested and you want to see more, even if you hate the show. So, you know, the changing of the casting, I don't know. It is what it is. And then, yeah, leaving, of course, like it was bittersweet with me because I was injured for so long. Then I was having talks with them where Vince wanted to keep me as a speaking person on the show, like Paige kind of does. But then they weren't doing anything with me. And then they would get mad at me if I was doing other stuff outside of it. So I knew it needed to happen, but it still sucks. Like, it's still hard. You have to swallow that pill, but yeah.
Okay, interesting question here. If you could be in one action movie, which one would you star and why?
Oh, yeah. For sure, be in a Marvel movie. I don't know what character I would be, but yeah, I love Marvel. I love, you know, empowered females and women's. Yeah, women that can kick ass and are great. And I love superheroes. So yeah, it'd be something like that.
What about you, Emma? What movie would you like to be in?
I think it would be cool to be in like an X-Men movie.
X-Men.
Yeah.
It's Marvel as well, so.
Yeah.
Have you guys watched the Joker movie? The one
No,
that
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my god, it's awesome.
It came out?
Yeah,
it just came out, didn't it?
It just came out, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm hearing good things.
Have you seen the Joaquin Phoenix behind the scenes and how he's
apparently
like
it's really
good?
good.
Have you seen that?
No,
but he was like a diva on set, and it was private. footage, and he's like trying to be in character. That's a hard character. Like he had to engulf himself, and he's a kind of actor where he is method actor. So he's like, call me Joker. Like even when you're eating lunch, like he stays in character. And he was writing, and like someone was yelling at him. He's like, shut the fuck. Like he was like yelling and snapped at him, but someone released the footage. It's like behind the scenes.
Oh, like not a good thing.
No.
Oh,
well,
damn.
I didn't think it was necessarily bad, but then they played it live on like Jimmy Kimmel or something.
Yeah, I saw that. It was so awkward.
I don't know how I know this because I've been traveling for 48 hours, but they played it on Jimmy Kimmel, and Joaquin Phoenix's face, I'm going to show you it.
It's so
uncomfortable. It's so awkward. And he's like
so
watching
uneasy,
and he goes, huh? And he watched it and he goes, well, you guys weren't supposed to see that, huh? And like he's like, well, I'm embarrassed.
So he didn't know either.
And he goes, well, that was supposed
Why'd
to be
they
the
do that to
studios
him?
only.
Especially in a night where it should be like praising him for being such a good actor.
Right. And then he said, well, just to let you know, like it gets intense on sets like that. And, like he tried to defend it,
that's something that hardly anyone can do.
For sure. When he was in Walk the Line, he was like Walk the Line was insane, but he was very like he gets in his role, and that's shitty. I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
His publicist, and it's like no one knew what Jimmy Fallon or who, I can't remember, Kimmel.
Yeah.
That should have went through.
But that's
the
like that can
too.
that can affect his career or his image, and that's
he
not
was
fair.
just blindsided. Like I felt very bad for him.
It just feels like whoever plays the Joker is like bound to be cursed to.
I know Heath
be,
Ledger and stuff.
Slightly damaged.
I can't wait to see it. Man,
it's really really
I'm
good.
very excited.
It's really, really
He's
good.
phenomenal.
It almost tops the Avengers for me.
I saw someone post about it today, just saying like it was so good.
I love Joker.
Okay, a few more questions for Danielle. Have you ever felt like one of those days where after a match that you had, you just had to pack your bags and leave it all behind?
Every match.
Yeah, no, I mean, most of the time I'd just be like, whatever. Yeah, like there was just times where, there's times where like, you're not pizza, you're not going to make everyone happy. You know what I mean? Like,
Pineapples on pizza.
Like there was one time where Becky didn't jump. I was suplexing her. She didn't jump. So then I can't strong arm her, and she like DDT'd her head. And I came backstage and everyone was horrified. Couldn't believe it. And I was like, are you okay? What happened? And then I watched it back and I go, oh, she didn't effing jump. But then it's like Twitter attacks you and everyone attacks you and you're just like, it's not my fault. Like, what do you mean? Like, she's the one, but unless you're a wrestler, I guess you don't know that. Or the 5-year-old, 7-year-olds at home are going to get mad at you. So then everyone's like, you botch mania. And I'm like,
oh yeah, that's terrible. The
and I'm just like, and she could have really hurt herself too. So then I felt bad because she could have hurt herself, but that wasn't me. So yeah, there's just times where it's like, I just learned to like, you just got to leave it there,
Botchamania is so horrible. It's like they just...
I mean, rightfully so if I botched something, but I didn't botch it. But anyways, whatever.
Whatever. Modeling or wrestling? And which would you do every day for the rest of your life?
No, I mean, I feel like I don't model per se. Like Barbie gets that a lot too. Like I'm not signed with an agency or anything. Most of the time it's just fun for me. Like planning the outfits and the creative, it's just fun. And if I make a little money here and there from it, it's cool. But they're just two different things,
Okay, I guess the both of you can take this question. Advice for future wrestlers who aim to be at the top one day.
Get an stay in school and get somewhat of an education.
I disagree.
And then you watch out for yourself. No one's going to watch out for you. Everyone's going to try to suplex you off the top right. Like you just have to like watch out for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, stay in school, like finish high school or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, like, I don't think getting a
I don't think you have to go
degree
to
or something
college.
is necessary.
No.
Or like people say, have a backup plan. Like I didn't have any backup plan. Like I just knew I was going to be a wrestler, and that
Just
was
wing
it.
it. Live in the
I
moment.
just believed
you
I
for
believed
sure-
in myself and my dream, and that was the only thing that was going to happen. But I would say like same kind of thing. You got to take
Protect
care
yourself.
of your, but take care of your like health as well.
Yeah.
Because you get so caught up in everything, and especially when you start wrestling, you want to do all these cool things, and there's so much competition these days. You kind of have to, but it's really important to kind of take care of your body and your mind as well.
Okay, just a random question that just popped into my head. So, like every diva or female superstars in WWE, when they have their hair and their hair color is very important to them, right? People identify like with the color of their hair. Like for example, Eva Marie is red.
Yeah.
Like Sasha is now apparently blue.
Yeah.
So for you guys, you have to go through a big change like dyeing your hair. Do you guys?
You have to ask.
You have to ask.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know now because didn't Carmella just randomly dyed her hair? I mean, yeah,
Maybe,
you can't
but
just
she had to go
you
back.
can't just go home and like do that. Like, I don't know, when I was there, you had to ask about a tattoo.
Oh, tattoo
like, if
as
you
well.
got a big tattoo and it changed you had to, the boys at least had to ask. I don't know. I remember one girl.
I don't know if it's more lenient, but people like maybe push the boundaries a bit more now.
For sure. I remember one girl got a tattoo. She got in trouble, but like, for sure in the CM Punk era, like you had to ask about Punk had to ask about tattoos. Yeah.
I think it's like Punk. He added another tattoo. Nobody would notice.
Yeah,
He has
that's
so
true.
much all over his body.
But yeah, like if you're gonna do anything or change your image, you have to ask.
It's
I mean, it's like a modeling
It's how you
agency.
identify. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Does it play a big role in reinventing yourself? Like when you come back with a new haircut or a new hairstyle, does it
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
fresh new look, fresh
That's
new
why
character?
everyone, when they get surgery, come back with a beard.
Yeah.
Because also too, like in my opinion, Vince or Hunter or whatever creative, they don't know what they want until they see it. So when these boys come backstage and they're all grizzled, it's like, hey, you look good.
You look like can kill
Like they
someone
didn't
now.
just, and they're like, no, I'm going to shave it because I'm coming back. And they're like, no, keep it. Like people sometimes have to be shown what they like. Like Dusty would say that all the time. Like show them, don't ask them, show them.
That's why Cody had the mustache for
yeah.
randomly. Speaking of beard, you guys should be the first females to put on beard.
Facial hair.
Facial hair.
I shaved mine.
Facial hair, Divas, new gimmick. Okay, thank you so much for doing this. I know you
Thank
guys are
you.
exhausted.
I don't really have a beard. Just let me clear that up.
We just gotta chill.
Don't want the dirt sheets to pick that up. What's your least favorite dirt sheets on the internet?
Oh, they all report the same stuff. I
Oh.
don't think there's least. I mean, I used to
I
read
don't
them a
even
lot
know.
before I got involved. Like I would read them for a couple months because I wanted to know what I was getting involved in.
Any untrue rumors that you guys have seen on the internet?
Oh
So, like, the
yeah, a lot of
worst
stuff's
weird-
not
weird
real.
stuff? Or
Like I think a lot of stuff's like a extension of the truth, somewhat maybe.
Yeah. I didn't pay attention.
Yeah. I don't
Honestly,
know.
my fans are pretty good to me, so I don't get a lot of negative stuff.
Yeah.
Or I'm lucky, really, because I see it even with people that are really like big baby faces and super popular. They still get like backlash or whatever,
Yeah.
like negative stuff. But I'm lucky; I don't get that much, and yeah, I kind of just
Yeah, mine
whatever.
was
I
always
mean, I'm a
like-
positive person anyway, so I just
Yeah.
kind of rule it. I just don't care if someone had something bad to say.
Yeah.
Negative Emma.
Yeah, mine was always like, oh, you should have got this, you should have got that. Like it's never bad, you know.
Yeah,
Speaking of your fans, are you the most popular in Australia? Like, do you get the biggest pop there
I'm so popular.
in Australia?
Only in
You
Australia.
are.
It was really cool when I wrestled back home. We wrestled at Rod Laver Arena when I was with WWE, and that's like an arena I grew up going to watch like the Australian Open in, and you know, so wrestling there and like having my home audience cheering me on was like crazy.
What about you in Chicago? Did you get the biggest pop?
No, actually, when I broke up with Rusev, it was in Chicago, and
Chicago crowd's
it was
amazing.
phenomenal.
They hate you.
Yeah, they didn't even. After I slapped him and I walked up the ramp, I didn't realize because when you're in the zone, you're kind of in the zone. I don't watch. You watch it back, you're kind of like blackout because of adrenaline. They didn't play my music on the out because they're so loud. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. Like, I was so happy they didn't play my music because they were just so loud. And yeah, a lot of my favorite moments were in Chicago. And I remember when Punk talked to me about it one time because he was like, oh, we're in Chicago. What are you doing today? Like, because him and I would always have good stuff there. But I'm not even billed from there. I'm billed from North Carolina. But I think because I associate myself so much with there, yeah.
Okay, last question, I promise. So, speaking of heels and faces, do you think at this day and age, a lot of wrestlers are treading in between the lines? Like, you know, for AEW, like, unless you're like MJF or whatever, like, people have a hard time knowing if whether you're a face or a heel.
Yeah.
Do you think this being like a new school thing, like back then in the old school, everybody was like, if you're a heel, you're a heel, and you're a face, you're a face.
I think these days the crowd dictates that
Yeah.
what you are. Like I
That's
could
true.
I could act like a heel, like I do, you know, like it's all about me. My whole character is like self-obsessed, you know,
Absorbed.
Yeah.
absorbed.
Yeah.
But like it depends on where I go, the crowd, and like they can like it, or it depends who I'm wrestling. You know, it's up
true.
to the crowd, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the best kind of heel doesn't think they're a heel. Like you think you're not like,
You
what?
just
I'm
act-
doing
I
something
just
wrong?
act- I
I'm
just
not doing
act like
anything
me.
wrong. Yeah.
And then it's up to them how they
Were you in
react to
FCW
it.
when they said there's no such thing as a heel or a
Yeah.
face? Who said
Build
that?
them up.
Build 'em up.
Okay.
They would always be like, there's no such thing as a heel or face. And we were so confused
We're
because
like,
we were learning how to
"What?"
wrestle. We were like, what?
Yes, there is.
And we're like, he's like, no. But now I get what he meant. Like,
Build
he
him up?
meant that. Yeah. Bill,
Oh, okay.
Bill would always say that. But people get so
Now it all
frustrated.
makes
Now it all
sense.
makes sense.
Is that
Sitting
the
here
F-
in Singapore.
The FCW advice, like the biggest thing.
Oh no. That's a good question. Like, what's the best advice we ever got? I always hear Dusty in my head. There's a lot of times, but one time was like with live TV and it was like, do it and then apologize later. So on live TV, you can't take it back. So it's not like if you would go and ask Vince or someone like, hey, thinking about ringside doing this. Dream would always be like, do it and then apologize, because sometimes they don't know what they want until they see it. And then they may see it and go, that was great. When before, if you ask, they go, So I love that. Dusty's told me that. What about you?
Yeah, that's good. No,
yeah,
that's some of the best.
Or it's live TV. Do what you want.
Yeah, it's just ask for forgiveness later.
Yeah,
basically.
do first, ask for forgiveness
And it's
later.
so true.
But it's true in
It's so
business.
true.
It's true in relationships. Like it's everything. I think it could cross over.
Okay, I think I squeezed as much as I could from this podcast.
Great.
She's okay. More than enough time. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
There'll be dumplings to be eaten later.
Yes.
Waiting to be eaten by Emma and Danielle. So thank you so much for being in Singapore and letting the fans of Singapore take pictures with you guys and all that and have this experience.
Yeah,
so
it was awesome.
we hope you guys are always welcome here anytime, of course. So we hope to see you guys again. So thank
I'm
you so
coming
much.
back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We hope you guys should wrestle here sometime.
I know. I'm making plans as we
Right.
speak.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.